Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm back in Sons of the Forest, and that's because 1.0 has been released. There's loads of new content, including 2 new mutants. So what I thought I'd do today is have a look at those 2 mutants and see what they offer the game. First up, we have Holey. You can see him here. He's a big mound of flesh lumbering along on 3 legs until he has a sudden spurt of speed. You can see him there charging around the corner. If he hits you and then lashes you with his big body, he does a lot of damage. As with most mutants, it takes a lot of bullets to take him down and many arrows. But this one has its own little quirks. For instance, it does this dive. You can see there lying on its side. When it's close to you, it can do that. It can kind of leap into the air and, almost like a rocket, fly forwards. And we can see him doing that here in a minute. But another interesting thing with Holey is he does get trapped in trees. So if you do face this big guy, maybe move into a dense thicket of trees and he will get caught between them. He's got a massive bulk. It's kind of like being mushed together to create this big battering ram, if you like. And he is kind of like a battering ram. You can see here he will do his dive. Slowed it down. You can see he leaps forward in the hope to sort of land on you. But it's fairly easy to evade, to be honest. I think one of Holey's main assets is he's pretty tough to take down. Put many bullets and many arrows into this guy, and he still kept coming. Eventually, though, there are enough arrows, and we see him fall. If you listen as well, you can tell he's got this kind of slushy sound that accompanies his presence. And I think that's another thing about new mutants. They've got different sounds, so you'll get used to hearing them as you're exploring. You can see loads of arrows. If we take a closer look, it's like massive cavities all around his body where he's been kind of coupled together. Might as well get the torch out. Pretty grim. They go for grimness with these mutants. So that's the first mutant. The second one is called Legsy. And he's quite different to Holey. You can see him here. And immediately we go for the slow-mo. You can see this mutant is much more flexible. He can navigate over items and around items much more quickly than Holey, whose huge bulk is kind of holding him back. But this one has this ability to kind of backflip over objects. It's got like a base of smaller, well, large fingers that kind of come together to create a scuttling type creature. And the sound it makes also indicates that very nature of it. This kind of scuttling, kind of crab-like movement that it has. And then on top, it's got the legs. And it's these that it flings at you. You can see here as it comes towards me. Slow it down. You can see the legs fling and it hits. And you've got that situation where you're knocked back onto your... But you do get a pause. There is a pause where it does actually stop and you can then shoot. But it comes at you very quickly again. And I found it took slightly less to kill the Legsy than it did Holey. And I think that that's kind of built in. These are smaller mutants, these ones. But I think they're more deadly. And I've only encountered them at night as well. Now, interestingly, in this situation, we had some cannibals come along, and they hate the mutants as much as you do. And you can see here in the distance, the cannibals are fighting Legsy, and Legsy's quite injured because I've shot him and quite a few times at this point. But you can see here the cannibal deals the killing blow to Legsy in the dark there. And we can we get in, take down that cannibal, and you can see how gross and grim this new mutant is, with big fingers, kind of all toes, big toes maybe. They look more like fingers, but I think they're meant to be toes, and it's kind of crawls along, scuttles along. And when, like with both these mutants, you can cut the hide off for armour. So guys, I hope you found that interesting. Get back into Sons of the Forest. It's an awesome game. And now you've got these editions, it's even more creepy. Thanks again.